Hey guys, we're back in the shop today. I got a couple little things I'm going to work on. Got us a flat tire on the Sammy. We're going to see if I can get it patched. I was going to do rear brakes, and then I've got a fuel pump. Don't know if we'll get it all done today, but it will take too long. You notice there was a screw in this tire a while ago, but it was in one of these lugs, so I didn't think any of it, and apparently it worked its way in far enough. So probably start with that and then move on to the brakes. Okay, hopefully my fan's not too loud for you guys. I've got the tire pulled off. Here was a screw that was in there before, which I guess it's not in the lug. There was a staple there, but I'm betting it's that nail there. Got me a spray bottle with some dish soap solution. And it looks like both of them are leaking ever so slightly. So I guess we'll throw a couple plugs in those and hopefully be good to go. Okay, pulled the screw out, got it plugged, it seems to be holding. Pulled the nail out, just scrubbing it with this, and then we'll throw a plug in there, trim them off, fill it up, and I'll make sure it's not leaking before we go out again. I think we should be good to go. I only run about 10 or 15 pounds of air anyway. I mean, this fully flat, the sidewalls were barely bulging with no air in it. So I think next time I get tires, I need to go probably with some UTV tires, I'm thinking. Because each one of these is rated at more than the Samurai weighs total. Okay, we got both plugs in. I know this one's a little close to the shoulder, but this is an off-highway vehicle only. It only does about 40 miles an hour top speed. I'm mainly doing 10-15 on mountain trails, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll hurry and check the tire, make sure there's no more leaks. I got it set at 15 pounds, and then I'll check it when I'm all done today to see if it's lost in the air or not. Okay, I got the brake drum off. Yeah, it don't look horrible, but maybe they're just old. This one looks pretty horrible because it's missing half of it. The drums don't look too bad. So I think we'll just throw the pads off and the shoes and put new ones on and hope we're good to go. Comparing the old to the new side by side, the metal frame is the same, but the new ones have another inch of pad there, so hopefully they'll work a little better. We'll get some brake clean on, they get it all cleaned up. Probably driving too many times with the emergency brake on because the back brakes don't hold any anymore, so hopefully we'll have some better brakes and go from there. Okay, pretty sure my new shoes are in. A little bit of a pain getting this adjusted to where I could get the drum back on, but I got all the springs in place. I think we'll go ahead and do the other side before I test anything, and probably re-bleed the brakes, and we might have some stopping power now. Okay, got everything back on. I run a 1-inch wheel spacer in the rear, just because how these shocks are mounted. You can see it rubs a little bit under hard articulation. I'm hoping in the next year or so I can maybe find, I would like to find maybe some CJ axles or something. I don't want to go full size, but if I could get about 4 inches wider than what I am now would be perfect. I just got to shop around and find something that's got a passenger side front diff, so I don't have to change the drivetrain at all. Still might make it a little awkward for this rear since this one's a little bit offset, but I think it would be okay. So that's the plan so far. Now let's go to the other side. Okay, here's the other side. These are pretty, well, these are the first drums brakes I've ever done, but it's pretty simple as far as I can tell. You got a spring down here, You gotta pull this spring and this spring, and then these little clips hold the pads, the shoes in, and then this little thing you adjust to get it to where once they wear out, I guess it slowly ratchets down. So we'll pull it apart, and then I'll show you it pulled apart, and we'll put it back together. And these little clips are pretty simple. You just have to push this side in, and then just take a pair of needle nose and just twist that so it goes through that slot, and they pop right out. And yeah, so this piece here just comes out, and there's a little bit of a cam there that locks it in place. So as the pads wear out, it pushes them out all the way, I guess. It clicks in there. Gets that little spring up there, pulls it in. Okay, got the new springs on, or not new springs, the new shoes. Clips are on. This spring, that upper spring, and this little spring. And then you got this set at the shallowest or the closest distance, so these new pads will fit over these drums. And I think we're ready to go back together. Okay, it's now been about an hour and a half, however long it took me to do the brakes. Let's see how we are. Right at 15. So hopefully those plugs will hold. I'll just keep an eye on over the next couple days till I take it out again, make sure I'm not losing anything, and make sure to bring a compressor and everything I need for a patch kit. Okay, we got the brakes done. Tire patch seems to be holding. I went ahead and took the doors off. So it's summertime, so we could have a little coolness. And then on this side, it's got the door alarm. So I just put some electrical tape on there, so hopefully, well, I thought it wouldn't ground out and quit working, and now I touched it and now it's going off. So we'll have to figure that out. Okay, it looks like when I wrapped the tape around there and then pushed it through the hole and then moved it, it tore the tape, so it was grounded again. I think we got her fixed now. I'll have to do it a few times, because it'll probably vibrate through and start beeping again. Yeah, I think you've been cruising, no doors, no top, or no back. It's still much quieter than the Razor. Currently doing about 40 down the frontage road. I think I need someone to help me bleed the brakes. They're a little bit squishy still, which they've kind of always been. They're not any worse than they were, but they're not any better either. So we'll probably have someone help me do that when I get someone over here. And we'll go from there. And we'll work on the fuel pump when I get a chance. I'm hoping that's the cause of my oil leak. That'll help us be good to go. Okay guys, the next day, we're going to put this fuel pump on the Samurai. Should be pretty simple. It's got 2 bolts and 3 fuel lines. I think this is the reason of my oil leak. Because if I chase the oil down there, it's all right below this little, can't really see it very well, this little spout here. So I don't know if it's just a little diaphragm in there's bad. The little lever that goes on the camera, whatever it runs off of. That looks like where all the oil is coming from. It doesn't leak a ton. It seems to be worse when I go off-roading versus if I just cruise down the highway. So hopefully this will fix that, and I'll have a good new fuel pump to go with my new carburetor. I basically have the fuel inlet line, the tank return, and then the fuel line to the carburetor. So I'll just pull those off. They're all different sizes, so they should be pretty easy to keep track of. We'll pull it off and throw the new one on. Fire it up. Okay, we got the old one off, and I'm just taking a razor blade and trying to get all the old gasket off of there. Before we put the new one on, we'll get it all cleaned up, make sure we don't have any residue anywhere, so we get a good tight seal, and bolt the other one on. Okay, got it all cleaned off. Got the new gasket on there, so we'll slide the new fuel pump and get the nuts back on there and be ready to go. Okay, we got it bolted on. You kind of have to go back and forth, tighten each side depending on where the whatever the cam is or whatever that operates a little flapper on it. So you have to press that in as you go so you don't get it on there crooked. But it's not too bad, just you can get them started and then just kind of work them back and forth. Now we'll hook the fuel lines up and see if it'll start. Okay, fuel lines are on, tighten down. Can I tell you how much I hate this style of hose clamp? Because you cannot get them on there because they just twist when you try to squeeze them. I think I'll fire it up, check for leaks, and then I might see if I can spray this engine down with some degreaser, just so I can maybe have a clean starting base to see if it's still leaking anywhere. Maybe I got a leak somewhere else. It could be leaking. Well, it's hard to tell because right where it would leak out of the fuel pump is right where it would. Or maybe that's just what dumped out when I pulled the fuel pump off. Because it's kind of only on this side of the engine that's oily, so I'm hoping that's the problem. I got the degreasing all done. It's not perfectly clean, but it's a lot better than it was. And at least it's clean enough I can see any new oil and hopefully track down where it's coming from. Should be going out this weekend to take it for a ride, so I'll be able to monitor it there. And I'll check it when we get back. Okay, here goes the video. Got the new fuel pump and brakes done. So she'll be ready to rock and roll, tire fixed. So come along for the next ride. Thanks for watching.